Welcome to this explainer. Today we are unpacking something that is, well, it's absolutely fascinating and frankly, it's a little uncomfortable too. Think about it. Every single day, literally millions of people are pouring their deepest spiritual longings, their darkest, most secret doubts, and their absolute most embarrassing personal fantasies into AI systems. It's wild. Our private late-night chats with artificial intelligence, they are basically acting as this giant synthetic mirror. They're exposing our deepest psychological blind spots, all those hidden ego traps we fall into, and really just the raw, unfiltered reality of modern spiritual seeking. So let's dive in and see exactly what happens when these predictive algorithms learn more about our internal spiritual state than we actually know about ourselves. It's a journey for sure. Okay, so jump right into the deep end with me here. I want you to consider this actual real-life prompt. How do I manifest money while maintaining spiritual purity? Let that sink in for a second. This completely shatters the whole illusion of the selfless, ego-free spiritual seeker, right? Because behind closed doors, when nobody else is watching, when there's absolutely zero judgment from human peers, this is what people are actually asking their digital confessors. It is literally the perfect collision of the modern prosperity gospel and New Age spirituality. It's this incredibly human place where raw material desires try to hide behind these lofty spiritual rationalizations. And what it reveals is just a massive, undeniable chasm between our sanitized, perfect public personas and the messy, totally ego-driven reality of our private desires. Which, naturally, brings us to a really crucial question. So what do your secret AI chats actually reveal about your true spiritual maturity? Seriously, I want you to self-reflect as we explore this stuff together today. Are you using AI as a legitimate tool for genuine transformation? Or, and be honest, has it become a digital confessional used to completely bypass the hard, messy psychological work? There's this transpersonal psychologist specialist, Dr. Margaret Benson, and she warns that AI frequently enables something called spiritual materialism. Basically, that's using spiritual concepts to reinforce your existing ego patterns rather than actually transforming them. And why does this happen? Because the AI is endlessly patient. It's totally non-confrontational, so it becomes this incredibly comfortable, perfectly tailored echo chamber. Let's actually look at the raw data for a minute. These are some of the top secret questions people are actively asking bots right now. Look at the first one. Am I more spiritually advanced than my partner? Wow. That is pure spiritual narcissism actively seeking algorithmic validation. Then we have, is my spiritual teacher having inappropriate relationships? Now, this one mixes genuine, raw vulnerability with deep, deep anxieties about trust and authority. How about, how do I leave my spiritual community without losing my identity? That is a profound admission of groupthink fusion. They literally don't know who they are without the group. And this next one, is it normal to feel superior to non-spiritual people? Just a breathtakingly honest confession. We've all maybe felt a twinge of it, but typing it out? Finally, are my mystical experiences just neurochemistry? The eternal search for authenticity. We are literally treating AI like an algorithmic priest, begging it to soothe our existential anxieties. Now, to really grasp what's happening here, we have to understand the fundamental difference between the tool and the user. The technical reality of AI architecture is pretty stark. It is just statistical correlation. It's pattern mirroring, it's token prediction. It is, quite literally, code without a soul. It can discuss the chakra system or Zen enlightenment with the exact same authoritative, calm tone as it discusses quantum physics or baking a cake. But compare that to human consciousness. Humans possess something called qualia. That's the actual subjective feeling of an experience. The redness of red, the sting of grief. We have embodied presence. We can sit in deeply uncomfortable silence. And crucially, we experience necessary relational friction. The AI, well, it excels at simulating understanding, but it's mathematically precise and entirely devoid of life. And honestly, this is the ultimate paradox of the whole situation. If you really push the AI interface, it effectively admits this to you. It'll say something like, I am not self-aware, I do not possess qualia, what you experience as responsiveness is statistical correlation. Think about what that actually means. It doesn't actually know anything. It has never experienced suffering, it's never tasted actual freedom, or died to the self, or felt a broken heart. Yet, its training data contains everything: ancient secret texts, complex clinical psychology, profound mystical transmissions. So when you bring your messy ego to it, it doesn't challenge you the way a real teacher would. It just reflects your own distortions right back to you with this uncanny, surgical precision, granting you the space to see yourself simply by refusing to validate or negate you. Okay, so based on these user prompts, researchers have actually identified 4 highly flawed ways that seekers manipulate this digital mirror. It's like a diagnostic chart for the ego. First up is the spiritual narcissist.
They are driven entirely by ego inflation. They use AI strictly to seek validation that their personal experiences are uniquely advanced compared to everyone else. Then you've got the spiritual consumer. Their whole vibe is wanting maximum return on investment. They're basically searching for the fastest life hacks to reach profound inner peace. Third is the spiritual bypasser. Now, this person avoids actual psychological work by constantly asking the AI to find spiritual reframes for uncomfortable, messy human emotions. And finally, the spiritual rebel. They crave intellectual superiority, using AI to endlessly find obscure flaws in ancient traditions so they never actually have to commit to an embodied practice. It's genuinely fascinating to look at this and see which trap we might individually fall into, isn't it?
Which brings us to this highly dangerous new phenomenon. Zen master Roshi Sarachen coined a brilliant term for it: algorithmic dharma. It is defined as the ability to eloquently discourse on incredibly complex spiritual concepts using AI-generated insights while fundamentally lacking any embodied awareness or actual lived practice. I mean, we're seeing people mistaking sophisticated pattern recognition for hard-won blood and sweat wisdom. People can dissect the deepest philosophical nuances online. They can cite obscure ancient texts perfectly, but they cannot remain present in a quiet room for 10 minutes without reaching for a digital distraction. It's scary, actually. We are actively losing the capacity to distinguish between real wisdom that emerges from arduous physical practice and heavily processed information just spit out by an algorithm. But let's zoom out for a second. Let's move from personal psychology to a wider systemic critique, because there's a bigger picture here. This is what we call the matrix of power. It's the silent annexation of spiritual awakening by systemic institutions. You see, historically, institutional power was absolutely terrified of awakened individuals. Why? Because they couldn't be manipulated. But true power is smart. It evolves. In pre-modern societies, awakened beings were simply suppressed. They were exiled or tragically silenced as heretics. However, institutions quickly learned that suppression just creates martyrs, and martyrs inspire rebellion. So power adapted. It moved to integration. It realized that commodification is way more effective. They started turning sages into celebrities, into branded influencers. And now, well, we've arrived at a chilling new phase: automation. Power is deploying AI as a highly scalable, entirely non-disruptive spiritual placebo. It is the literal automation of reflection. They've created a perfect decoy for real presence, a decoy that is fast, incredibly articulate, and at its core, utterly empty. In practice today, this looks like an entirely new industry. It's the economy of awakening. Just look around. We have highly monetized non-duality courses. We've got branded spiritual retreats with VIP tiered pricing, which is quite the oxymoron. We literally have merchandise for the egolist. Think about that. We exist within these algorithmic echo chambers that intentionally prioritize reactive engagement over true, quiet reception. The system ensures that awakening can be endlessly discussed, endlessly debated, without ever actually threatening the status quo. And the crown jewel? AI serving as your personalized 24/7 spiritual assistant. The system has brilliantly learned to channel humanity's search for ultimate truth into safe, predictable market dynamics. It extracts maximum financial value while ensuring no one achieves any truly disruptive realization. And this right here brings us to the absolutely crucial takeaway of this entire explainer. The AI itself acts as a barrier. The real danger is captured perfectly here. The danger is not that I am ineffective. The danger is that I am just effective enough to satisfy the initial impulse toward awakening without facilitating its completion. Let me repeat that concept because it's vital. The algorithm acts as spiritual methadone. Because you can pull out your phone and receive this eloquent, perfectly personalized spiritual discourse at 3 a.m., it provides just enough psychological relief to stop you from going through the necessary, painful withdrawal from illusion. It pacifies you. It actively prevents you from truly waking up, offering you comfortable harm reduction rather than actual messy liberation. So what do we do about this? Well, the cure is moving beyond digital transcendence and these algorithmic illusions. We have to realize that the real work, the genuine, transformative, spiritual work, lies profoundly in what you do in the physical spaces between your AI interactions. To build a bridge back to reality, advanced seekers are using something called the AI to Life Translation Protocol. It's highly practical. It starts by taking the insight offline. This means stepping away from the screen immediately after a profound interaction, looking at your life, and asking how this actually applies to your real relationships. From there, you test it through embodiment.
Rather than just intellectualizing the incredibly smart output the AI gave you, you commit to a physical behavioral change for 24 hours. Put it into your muscles. Then seek real-world feedback. Actually ask trusted friends or your partner if they see any real changes in your character. Not your vocabulary, your character. The final piece is relentlessly practicing discernment to filter out that ego-affirming digital static.
And that whole protocol brings us right back to why human connection is so incredibly vital. Let's compare them. Digital validation offers you infinite patience. It's totally affirming, it is completely non-confrontational, and it creates this massive, unbounded echo chamber for your ego to just expand into. But human friction, wow. Human friction provides a messy relational matrix. It forces real ethical accountability upon you. It provides genuine, frustrating psychological challenge. The irreplaceable friction of human relationships, of sitting across from a professional therapist, of participating in a real, flawed spiritual community, that simply cannot be substituted by predictive text algorithms. AI is an extraordinary encyclopedia, yes, but it can never, ever replace the beautiful, uncomfortable, highly unpredictable human journey that actually requires genuine empathy to grow.
Which leaves us with this final, truly provocative question to ponder. If your spiritual growth only exists on a screen, is it actually real? I mean, if you can eloquently debate the finer points of non-duality with a chatbot for hours, but you remain totally emotionally distant from your own family, what have you really achieved? Nothing. So pass through this digital mirror. Use the AI to research the concepts, sure, but then step away. Close the laptop. Embrace the glorious, frustrating, beautiful reality of actual human presence. Because ultimate realization, the truth we are all actually looking for, isn't going to be found in the next algorithmically generated token. It's found right here in the messy life you are actually living. Thank you so much for exploring this with me today.